Well, Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump have now been subpoenaed by the special counsel. And this is a very, very big deal, which potentially will lead simply to hundreds of times over many hours pleading the fifth, depending on how it goes. The New York Times reports Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump subpoenaed in January 6th investigation. Now, you might be saying, David, sir, hold on. I thought that ended because Congress ended. This is not that investigation. The last congressional term ended, better said, and now Republicans have taken over. This is not that investigation. This is the special counsel. The article says the special counsel overseeing the inquiry into Trump's efforts to retain power after the 2020 election wants the former president's daughter and son-in-law to testify to a grand jury. The decision by the special counsel Jack Smith to subpoena Trump and Kushner underscores how deeply into Trump's inner circle Smith is reaching and is the latest sign that no potential high-level witness is off limits. The article also says the disclosure about the subpoena comes 2 weeks after it was revealed that Smith subpoenaed former Vice President Pence. Pence plans to fight that subpoena, invoking his role as president of the Senate to argue that it violates the speech or debate clause of the Constitution. As far as these subpoenas go, quote, it is unclear whether Donald Trump will seek to block Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner from testifying on the grounds of executive privilege, as he has tried with some other witnesses. Both of them served as White House officials in the Trump administration. Trump declined to try to stop them from testifying before the House committee. An aide to Ivanka and Jared didn't respond with a request for comment. It's ironic how the Trump cult often overlooks how Jared Kushner received billions from Saudi Arabia, which is a country they love to demonize, but they're obsessed about Hunter Biden's laptop. And Jared Kushner, who admittedly, we don't talk about that often on this program either. He and Ivanka seem to have kind of decided for our personal image, this entire thing was very bad. And there are articles about how, in the waning days of the Trump administration, they wanted to just kind of like return to their old social lives in New York City. And a lot of people didn't want to welcome them because they were understandably disgusted. So they ended up, I think it was like moving to Miami, but it's a whole mess. But Jared and Ivanka are at least somewhat connected to the reality of how they are now seen. And the truth is that they don't get the scrutiny that they probably deserve as individuals who were far more involved with the Trump administration than were Eric and Don Jr., for example. And the double standard with the Hunter Biden laptop is, of course, wild. And reasonable people could point to them and say, they made hundreds of millions of dollars while serving for the government, thanks to nepotism, and somehow that doesn't deserve an investigation. But Hunter Biden, when we know 99% of the Hunter Biden story and his drug issues and the entire thing, he had nothing to do with government. He had nothing to do with Joe Biden's vice presidency. He has nothing to do with Joe Biden's presidency. They want extensive investigations and hearings and endless resources and millions of dollars of taxpayer money going into the Hunter Biden laptop. But they're not even thinking about Jared and Ivanka. One of the things I do think, however, about Ivanka, my instinct right now, given the distance that Ivanka and Jared have kind of put between themselves and Trump's 2024 campaign, Ivanka has kids that I think she actually does care about. I think she would throw her dad under the bus if it meant saving herself and her family. The most likely outcome at the end of this entire subpoena is an 8-hour deposition where Ivanka pleads the fifth 500 or 1,000 times. I still think that's the most likely outcome. But if it really came down to self-preservation, I actually do think that Ivanka would do what she needed to do to maintain her immediate family unit. But that's just a guess. Let me know what you think in the comments.